Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday or not Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, because we are here for another exciting list video here at Playing Board Games. Today we're going to be talking about our top 4 traits. Traits are the italicized text on the card right there. You can see right there. I don't know how to focus my cameras. I ain't that simple. But let's go. Let's dive right in. Bryn, what's your first favorite trait?
We got watch this. Hey, Travis, watch this.
So Gambit. Yeah,
yeah, it's Gambit. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stress. But like, man, when they work, you don't forget about it. Except watch this, which you usually do, because oftentimes it doesn't matter or you have no money, so like whatever.
I actually agree with you, because they're still scary, because every time with watch this, I'm like, I'm still going to put 3 resources in this.
You're testing even, you're like,
this card seems like a wild candidate for that bestow.
Yes, bestow.
You're
Let's
just like
go.
+3. Also, I'm going to take all the money. Let's see what happens.
And then you can use it on book tests.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you playing this in your deck?
No, it doesn't have books on that.
That is fair. It doesn't have a book symbol, it's true.
Plus, it looks like Keanu. So.
Yeah.
Like, only one of the icons is kind of useful.
Brain.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if you're playing, like, the brain icon seems like a little out of place on this card.
This is from Carcosa, so it was clearly intended to be played with Safina, so she could play her events.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, Gambits are fun.
It's just that, it's a cool time. Sometimes you're like, instead of playing Emergency Cash, I'm going to pay 2 money and we're going to reveal tokens out of the Chaos bag.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see what we find.
I think that's why I like Parallel Skid so much, because he is just a walking watch this.
Yeah.
My number 4 here is Favor. Just because, so notable favors are Intel Report and Counter Espionage and Black Market. I love those 3 cards. I'm going to play those cards for a very long time. Small Favor, also by its namesake, is a favor, which definitely still has its uses and it's still a good card. And then also the Decoy is the evade one, I think is the name. Yep. And there's a few other favors that I found, but those are the ones that are like notable that I love playing. Counter Espionage is a very good card, especially because I love the thing if you pay all of it, and you're like, hey, you don't draw a card, so you don't get an encounter card, but I'm gonna just draw a card instead, right? Like, it's still just, even though like it's still very green, it's using money to get rid of a problem. Even if you use it on someone else, you still benefit, which I do still find like it's very funny, and I think works very well.
It is kind of amusing.
What do you got, Travis?
I have the End Times for my 4th favorite. I like the End Times subtext. They use it very sparingly, and the cards it does end up on typically are some of the... This game's like very pulpy compared to the Lovecraftian like source material, where like the big bads are things you can just shoot and gun down if you're good enough at it. A lot of the End Times things End Times cards you don't really get a choice or an easy resolution to. They're just like bad things happen to you, and I really like how that works with the flavor of the old ones. Yeah,
and notably the 4 that have them that we saw as we just looked up.
The 4 weaknesses.
Yeah, the 4 weaknesses is that
counter cards.
Is that the they all relate to like an investigator that either is like deals with like the dead and the future of the dead, or like the future, which is really cool. Yeah. All right, on to number 3, Bryn. What do you got here?
I've got talent. Yeah. Most talents are just kind of cool. They change the way that you get to play the game. And, I mean, in this case, it's not like a super exciting one, but like getting to tailor your deck to each scenario is pretty strong, except when you're playing blind. But other ones, like they'll give you bonuses when you do a thing, or you'll have a lot of money and be good at a thing. They just change the way that you're trying to make use of your cards or your resources for the most part.
Mine here is the practiced trait. I love skill cards. I love deduction. I love playing my deductions multiple times. I love that you can find practiced on stuff like Stunning Blow and Vicious Blow and Overpower, right? I also like it, like, as realizing today, because, I mean, like, I knew this earlier, but, like, my brain, it, like, pushes one block out, but I was like, Carson's signature is practice. Carson can play, practice makes perfect. Like, that's also really cool. And I just think that, like, obviously, as you know, we talk about practice makes perfect a lot, and we're going to be talking about it again in the very near future.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that it just keeps, like, it keeps getting more and more exciting, and obviously they've had to kind of, like, curtail the practice skill a little bit as they see, but it's like, I think it's good because it still gives some
practice
variety.
skills aren't like that good even though.
No.
They're just good-ish.
Yeah. But, like, it's just fun to be able to, like, play your stuff multiple times, and I mean, like, being able to also, like, in, like, decks that can run a bunch of them, like, get what you need in the moment, like, if it's in your top 9. Well, really fun, and it's a good time. All right, Travis?
My card Heroes Practice makes perfect, but the trait that it's representing is tactics.
I should have taken this for the Gambit.
Yeah.
This is just happens to be my favorite tactic, but I like them as a whole. They're very, I like that they're one of the few sort of card traits that let Guardians do things that aren't just punch or shoot. Though sometimes they do those as well. And that they're very nice. They have a very fun, wide variety of effects of stuff they can do. Like, I believe marksmanship's a tactic. Sniping enemies from far away is kind of neat. There's like that new one from Edge of the Earth that lets you, like, it's like the green-blue one, snipe.
Yep.
Gives you a better chance of shooting. And then stuff like Ever Vigilant. It's just a wide umbrella with a lot of cards that I like under the archetype. And
there's a tactic in that's off from blue in Scarlet Keys that's also looks really fun to play with Marco. I forget what it is now, though, but yeah. Yeah. Basically, any one of the traits that are also linked to an investigator are even more exciting for me. Yeah. All right, number 2 is none other than Bryn. What do you got?
We got Illicit, which I suppose might not be clear from the 4 different traits that this card has. But I like playing green cards.
Yeah.
A lot of green cards are illicit. Take that, Preston.
Yeah, you nerd.
Yeah. They're just cool. Yeah.
Cat's meowing.
He's meowing.
Yeah, I don't have too much else to say about them.
Yeah, guns
They're
are fun. Illicit's fun. Are you excited for the underworld market?
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
No, I think it sucks.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to your fence deck because I know that's going to be coming eventually.
One day.
Yeah. Mine here, even though there's 3 different traits on this card, it is Trick. Because it's come full circle. I used to hate her, now I like Rita. What the hell?
What's happened to you, Justin?
I know, it's so...
I don't even know you anymore.
A big reason for this is, like, also because of, like... I mean, Sweep and Kick, I love this card. I play it, like, anyone who can take it. Even I played it in Leo Anderson, and it was still a great freaking time. Obviously then, like, with Rita, it's really good. But then also, like, now, like, I see stuff like, you know, the Dirty Fighting coming out in Scarlet Keys. And just, like, anytime you see a trick and you're like... It's like Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV, but just like, that's Rita, that's for Rita. And it's like actually like an enjoyable thing, and it's just going to get even better because like if you evade the enemy and like you just like sweep and kick him, and it just gets even better. And there's a lot of cool things you can do with Trick that I'm excited to see. Again, as I echoed just previously stated, anything that's linked to an investigator goes up in value for me, and Trick is one of those. This is also a tactic, which are also really fun because they're linked to Mark Harrigan.
And a Spirit.
And a Spirit, which is linked to Mr. Calvin Wright. Yeah, like there's a lot of great things about Sweep and Kick, but we're not talking about Sweep and Kick, we're talking about Trick.
Calvin can use to kick things for like 10 or 12.
Yeah, or 2.
Or 2, yeah, or 0.
Yeah.
Could be 0.
All right, what do you got, Travis?
I got Faustian Bargain here is the representative for the Cursed trait. This is not my favorite Cursed card, but it was the only one that I could come up when Justin put me on the spot and asked me for one.
Stirring Up Trouble, is that the other one?
That is also a Curse one, yes.
Yeah.
I really have come to enjoy the Curse archetype from, in particular from Innsmouth. Bless is also fun, but I like the Curse ones more. all of cards are very fun, and I do like playing with cards that have a drawback to them, even when it happens to be as simple as adding curse tokens to the bag. Some of my favorite things to do in the game are to build decks that are efficient in spite of downsides and like ways to mitigate them, and especially the curse cards that aren't associated with the curse tokens tend to do that.
Yeah.
Fun cards to play with.
Oh yeah. All right, our number ones. Let's see if you can guess what they all are for everybody. Bryn, what do you got?
I got a relic. I mean, I got an item.
Damn, I love that.
Yeah.
Ally.
Yeah, right. No, relics are just kind of cool.
I should pick Miskatonic.
And like mostly the Crystallizer of Dreams happens to be one. See, it's I will never not eat these Fruit Loop eggs.
Yeah. It looks delicious.
It does. And it just makes all your cards like incredibly efficient.
Dude, that's probably the most cursed drink. You know how people like put like gummy bears and vodka flavor them?
Yeah.
That's some dude's got like, he's got his little crystal ball full of vodka and he just has a skull in it for like marrow flavor and filled up with Fruit Loops.
Yummy.
Delicious.
Yeah. Mine here is Innate because of one Mr. Silas Marsh. Anytime I see a new Innate skill, I'm like, it's like, you know, like with you with practice, it's me with Innate. I'm like, oh, you know, it's my boy Silas. And also just because like Sharp Vision and Brute Force are really fun cards. Like Vicious Blow, when you succeed on a Vicious Blow test, you're like, yay, I've dealt 2 damage. When you succeed on a Brute Force test, you feel yourself punching that motherfucker in the face.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh!
Especially if it's someone who doesn't fight and they're just like, I guess I'll punch this guy, and you're like, yeah, you
You're
will.
like, go. Yeah, no, it's, I love Innate, and then also like the new card that's coming out in Scarlet Keys, the spell one, the spell Innate, where you can add charges or double like half of the uses. It's really good, really fun, and as I said, I was excited about that one, so Innate is the number one, and it was the one that I thought of first, so that's why I put it first, because those are the rules, right? When you think of something first, you put it first. Yeah. And Travis, what do you got? Gambit?
No, this one's practiced. This is the card that makes practice cards fun for me. Not Amanda. Who's like the only other character or card that cares about them, I'm pretty sure, but
She's just bad.
yeah. No, every time that they print a new practice card, I'm like, what investigate? Every time they print a new one, makes perfect more consistent in one of 2 ways. It's usually like you can play practice makes perfect with like investigative cards or with combat cards, because you don't really want to be playing both. You want to maximize your odds of hitting off practice makes perfect when you play in that kind of test. You don't want to throw your practice makes perfect and be like, oh, I got only overpowers during my investigation check. Like that's bad. But yeah, so anytime they print a new one, it makes the package more consistent and also kind of like opens up which investigators can sort of play practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
For example, like red characters are very not great at playing practice makes perfect because not many red practice skills.
Just
Stunning Blow. There might be like another garbage one, but
yeah, just look through what you're talking. I'm just curious.
but yeah, like yellow gets the best ones, blue gets the second best ones, I'd argue. Green has like some. Purple also has like crap all, but they don't really do.
But they have Promise of Power.
They have Promise of Power yet. I guess they also have Prophesy.
Yep. Yeah. You play Prophesy quite a bit.
Yeah. Any of them that like give you wild symbols are great. So yeah, I love playing.
Yeah, it's pretty much just
It's like
Stunning Blow.
it's so good because it's like it's a gambit, right? You get that.
The risk.
There's like a risk there because you don't know if you're gonna hit, but you have so many practice skills in your deck that you almost never don't get the dopamine.
Yeah, because you're like, ooh, I hope I hit my deduction. It's like, fuck, I'll take my Promise of Power. Yeah, definitely. Everyone watching at home, what is your favorite trait in the game, and why is it, by rule, Relic, Innate, or Practice? Because those were the ones that we had on the top 3. Yeah. Or item. Item is totally fine, too. Yeah.
Yeah, if your favorite trait is item, like, that's a good opinion.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you very soon for another Arkham Horror video. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.